What's going on, everybody? It's the PRIME coming at you guys with LEEBOY TV. What's up?
TV.
Yeah,
Leeboy TV. Hey, what's up, man? Prime Nostalgia Podcast. Glad to be back, man. We got a hot topic as usual. I'm something I'm excited to talk about. But what's up, man? Tell me what's
you
going
know,
on.
we do have a hot topic, and we might also be having some new listeners because we are now on Apple Podcasts, which finally we are
Bow,
on
bow,
Apple.
bow, bow, bow. Those are my horns right there, sirens.
Yeah, finally we are on Apple Podcasts, which now I think we are on every podcasting platform. So yeah, that's good. We got more ears.
Hell yeah, man. I'm excited ever since I joined the team. I have been bugging you about that Apple. You like, I'm working on it, I'm working on it. And it's just glad to see it come to fruition, man. And hopefully we can get a few more followers, like you said. Everybody go subscribe, rate us, give us that 5-star rating. That helps a lot. And make a comment if you have anything to say, especially about some of the topics that we got going on today.
I actually do have a rating on here. I'm gonna read it actually. It says 90s memories, great podcast, bringing back a ton of my childhood. I love it, and they gave it a 5-star rating. So all you need to do is give it a rating and comment, and we'll read it. I mean, I had no problem in doing that. Uh, I like it. I like the support, really.
Yeah, and
But
we get support too on Twitter and Instagram. So thank you all for your comments and dialing in on our topic. So what you got for us today? I know they came hot for MJ, man. What's going on?
so today, when this podcast is released, will be the I don't want to call it the anniversary, but the day that he died. So
Mm.
we are just gonna do an MJ special episode. But yeah, no. Uh I got a lot of this topic. If y'all know me, y'all know MJ is a really, really big one. It's probably for me, probably like MJ and then like New Edition and then like the Temptations. That's just probably what it is.
I'm a huge MJ fan too. Like just coming up, he probably was the number one artist that I looked to for everything. Cause like even though he was mainly just obviously people know him as a singer, I was real big into dance, so he was always an iconic dancer. But then just his role in general in like cinema, and he was almost an actor too. I mean, obviously he did some acting roles in tons of commercials, but just the way his videos were set up, he was also just iconic in film. And so I looked at him for all those things. It's crazy. MJ's the man, man. He's the man.
Yeah, I wish he would have did more movies. I really wish he would. Like he did The Wiz and he did of course his short films and then he did Men in Black. I wanted him to do more. I really wanted him to do more. I guess he was just maybe he was too famous to do movies, which that sounds crazy, but back then there is a such thing as too famous to do anything. Like he can't even go to the store. So I really, really
Can't
love for
even
him to.
raise his kids in public and none of
Yeah,
that. But no, but I think you have a point there. And his look was so unique that yeah, he was just so famous. It's like that's MJ. So you can't get anything, you can't get past that just looking at him. I think in his later years. But in the Wiz, he had more of a subtle look to him, I think, and obviously all the prosthetics, which changed him altogether. But he killed that role, man.
and also
Um,
he was still a star. He still was not the mega star. He was still like a big star. He just wasn't the mega pop big
right.
superstar. So
Man, but
yeah.
the performance he put down in that, he was very believable, man. I would have wanted to see him in more things, like you said. He was dope in that.
I mean, what if he just would have made some of his short films like movies, actual movies, actual theater movies? I mean, I would watch
Because
it.
Moonwalker never came out in the theater, did it?
Uh, uh
I don't know. We should
I
look
can't
that up.
I can't remember, but Moonwalker, I wouldn't count Moonwalker as like because it connected them. I'm talking about like an actual standalone like thing. Even though Moonwalker, it did connect them. It did kind of have different videos.
In
I
the
want,
second half, it's just a you could just watch the second half and it would still be a movie. You don't really
yeah.
need the beginning video homage, but like but once they got into the film, that's a real movie, real script, and it has its antagonist, protagonist, and it makes sense on its own as well. It just does have that long, smooth criminal breakdown. That's like 10, 15 minutes. That's a whole musical element, but it's a movie. I think that kind of tells the story of Mike the best. I wish imagine if he was in the American Dream movie. Now that movie is all time classic, and
Yeah,
he's not in it, but obviously it's about him. But you kind of feel like that's them, like that. They casted the hell out of the movie.
yeah. Billy
So
Draper, Jason Weaver, um, I forgot the other kid's name. I'm sorry. But yeah, it got a lot of people in it. Terrence Howard was in it. Uh,
yeah,
oh my God, I think Billy D. Williams was in it.
yeah, he plays Barry Gordy,
Berry
right?
Gordy. Yeah. Well, yeah, nah. Angela Bassett got a lot of good people in it. They casted that great.
Forgot about that. Yeah, Angela Bassett, that's the mom doing work.
Hmm.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't want you no more. That's the first thing she she's been in our house in our bed. I don't want you. No.
His mom's name was Catherine too, right? I
Yeah. Yeah.
think. Yeah, she played the hell out of Catherine. And one of my favorites though is when they killed that damn rat Ben.
Yeah. Ben. Yeah.
He was crying, and Joe was like, "Boy, if you don't get it together," he was like, "That's my friend." That's when Catherine knew she was gonna have to eventually separate from Joe. He was just too cruel, man. Too cruel. Killed the boy's rat, man. His only pet, his only friend.
Yeah. Or also another Angela Bassett scene. What are you gonna do? Wake him up and beat him? Go do that. Oh my God. Her scenes are great.
Hell yeah, they was about to wake all of them kids up to get that whooping. He couldn't wait.
Just
What'd
because
they
there's a
do? They
towel
broke the
in the
guitar?
pool. No, there's a towel in the
Oh,
pool.
a towel in the pool. This is when they was already rich. Yeah. She was like, "What you think? We still in Gary, Indiana? It was already rich. Like, come on. Over a towel? That boy that made you millions, Joe. Relax, man. Tripping."
But anyway, I just want to get into a couple of things. Like I said, this is an all MJ podcast, so we're gonna be talking about music videos, songs, albums, fan comments, our favorite moments, some most iconic moments, maybe even some outfits. I don't know how well versed you are with the outfits, but I like a ton of his outfits
No, a
and
couple,
jackets or whatnot.
couple get down. Yeah.
Yeah, but I might as well do this like a roulette wheel. Where you want to start?
Well, let's get into the outfits, man, because that's just that's a little light work. We're gonna get into the real stuff later. But man, I'm gonna
I
go
don't know
with
if the outfits lightweight because he got a lot of good outfits.
okay, so it's not light work. This is heavy. This is heavy stuff then.
Well, at least for me, because he like I know he got different looks from videos to award shows to just going out in public. It's all just oh my God, this man.
See, I think my first one that comes to mind, bro, and this is like when, because I don't want to call him like your spirit animal, but this is when you get into your bag, like you really want to be MJ. And for me, that was the torn T-shirt and Dirty Diana, bro, with the black
Really? Okay.
with black leather pants, them boots. Bro, can't nobody freak that like Mike, bro. The torn shirt with no muscles, like like usually you gotta be buff and have some like chest, like some type of chest to wear something like that. Mike is like, I'm just out here pale and noodle armed and I don't give a you know what I'm saying. So that's the first one that comes to mind to me was the torn white tee because he was notorious for trying to. You was like, hey, is Mike strong or was that T-shirt already cut? Like I'm confused here, but he used to tear them tees with the ease. Like break it down for us, MJ.
Now, by the way, I just want to let everybody know I am outside on the patio, so if y'all hear noise, I'm sorry. All right. But anyway, I say one of his most. I don't know if this is one of his most iconic, but the Grammys outfit from the 80s, 84.
Is this a blue and gold outfit?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. See, I know. See, I know a couple things. I know a couple things.
Uh,
This is the blue. It looked kind of like he's in the band, and he got some glasses on, and
yeah,
the
yes.
gold tassel look. Yes. No, I know. I know exactly what you're talking about. That was fire. That was fire. He was always fire at the Grammys. Yeah, Mike. That's those are my favorite Mike years. I think the '80s. As far as just his look and yeah, just the authenticity to who he was. Because one of my other favorite looks actually came from that time is the Rock With You video, the
Mm,
all glitter.
really?
That
Okay.
was he had the glitter Uggs, the glitter with the glitter long sleeve, and then
Mm,
the pants were just like a slightly different. It was like check like kind of like referee stripes with the glitter. I was like, damn, he killed that, bro. Like the hair when the fro was juicy, he was ready, man. Oh, the
he had
'80s was real.
that light in the background too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, made all the glitter shine, and just had man that whole video, and that's one of my favorite songs too from him. That whole album, that whole era, is probably the
Yeah.
strongest area to me. But yeah, the outfit in that, just the all glitter was whew, destroying the game.
Uh, I mean, we can sit here and talk about all day about his outfits. I'm just gonna talk about one more. We keep it moving because look, if we're trying to name all his outfits, we'll be here. This will be a whole episode in
It'll
itself.
the whole time, yeah.
But I really, I'm gonna just skip ahead a little bit. I like his outfit that he wore in 2001 at his 30th anniversary when he performed with his brothers. It was like a all white outfit. He came out in like a what do you want to call it? Astronaut outfit. It's white and gold. So they had like an all gold helmet. He had a white and gold jacket, white and gold pants, and he took the jacket off. And he still had the little things on his pants. I mean, oh my god. I think I like that so much because they were all matching in a sense. Like all of them had on whatever favorite color and gold jackets and looked like they were astronauts. Then they took those off, and then y'all had different attires to match MJ. I guess I just like when they match and they all look good while matching while also looking different.
Well, you're big on groups, like you love the Temptation, so and that's kind of what they had that same little style, right? Where they were kind of the same, but not. But I know Five Heartbeats were like that too. That's just a movie, that's fictional, but
But yeah, the
they
Temptation style where they all dressed the same. I kind of
exactly the same.
the Jackson, yeah, the Jacksons were they later in their years they dressed the same, but like early when they was like in the when Jermaine was still there, they um they just wear the same colors. You know,
Right.
like they all wear like a white shirt and like whatever color pants. Or if they all wear green, somebody's wearing green and white. Somebody's wearing a green and white stripe. Somebody's wearing a green and white arrow on this shirt. You know, it's just different. You know, it's the same but different.
Little variations, and I'm looking at the picture from that 30th anniversary. He
Hmm.
had like the gold knee and shin protectors, like
Yeah,
he looked
yeah,
like he ready
yeah.
for war,
Look like he was an
to go to
astronaut.
war with
Became a
some pop stars.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fresh though. He's fresh.
Um, I guess we're gonna spin the wheel again. Where you want to go?
Whoo! I chose the last one. Where you want to take it?
Uh, we can mm, we can go to albums. We can go to albums. I wouldn't mind going to albums.
All right, yeah, we could do that. I mean, you want to start off with your favorite or second favorite, runner up,
Uh, I won't start with my favorite. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna just start talking about ones I like, and then I'm gonna go to my favorite. But
and let's
I
see.
like the
Yeah,
one.
let's we
Yeah,
agree on the favorite. Let's see what comes out of this.
I like. First of all, I like the album that Teddy did. Him and Teddy did together. Teddy Riley. Cause though I like the New Jack Swing. Everybody knows that. So remember the time is up there. Okay, Teddy put his foot in Remember the Time, and MJ sung his he sung Remember the Time. Just overall great. Okay, that's number one.
Dangerous is actually since you were talking about dangerous, that's probably when I'm the end of the golden era to me for Mike. Like
Okay.
because that album because I always talk about remember the time and how I just feel like that was just peak Mike just being like at his ultimate stardom. Obviously the videos crazy. And then Jams on there too. And then he was
Yeah,
with Jordan on that one. He had Magic Johnson in in
I remember the
Remember the
time.
Time. So it's just he was just at his peak as far as his pop culture appeal and his draw. And so I always appreciate the Dangerous album for sure.
Yeah, he got Dangerous, Give In to Me, Will You Be There? In the Closet, Remember the Time,
Yeah,
Black or
I
White.
always talk about in the closet
Yeah,
too. Yeah, black or white. Yeah,
it's,
he was dangerous, literally dangerous at that time as far as the game, and he was flexing his power for sure,
yeah,
everywhere.
a lot of just goodness in this album. Uh, you want to name an album? Or you want to go back and forth? How you want to do it?
Yeah, man. I'm gonna just go ahead and say bad because I love Smooth Criminal. I mean, and this is all in the era of Moonwalker. Um, and that video for bad, and he had the switch with the kids, and once again he was just, I think this is the first time we seen him as Light Mike. um, and he just came out and with all the confidence, all the bravado, and the songs speak for themselves, like you said. Speed Demon, Man in the Mirror, Dirty Diana, Smooth Criminal, I Just Can't Stop Loving You. Bad. Who's bad?
What you gonna do? My bad.
I mean, bad. He starts off. How does he start off bad?
Your
Your
blood is mine.
blood is mine.
Did you hear that story? Prince was supposed to be in the video.
I have heard that he was supposed to be the antagonist, right? The main
Yeah,
guy
Wesley
against him.
Snipes. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
He
And
doing a
then
Wesley
what?
Snipes face. He
Ask
was like,
me what happened. What happened?
the first lyric happened. That's what happened.
Oh, that's why you said. Oh, you know what? I have heard that story. I have heard that story. I was
He was
just in
like, yo,
autopilot. My bad.
he was like, your blood is mine. What? I'm not doing this video. But yeah, I think
That's hilarious.
Bad album is my second favorite album of MJ. Like I got like 4 or 5 bad shirts. Uh, cause I mean it got bad. The Way You Make Me Feel, Speed Demon, Liberian Girl, like Another Part of Me, Man in the Mirror. I just can't stop. Just on and on. Dirty Diana, Smooth Criminal, Leave Me Alone, Streetwalker. Like it has a lot of just songs. It has a lot of songs that just maybe Bad has the most notable songs of his career, like all in one. We named History. I mean, we named Dangerous, which had a lot of hits, but I think Bad just has that many more hits than any other album as far as people that know MJ.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't fight that. Like, definitely one of the albums that's in the golden era, in my opinion. But he has such a vast era. I mean, he made music over what, 5 decades, probably or more. Um, since what, the '60s, right? With the or '70s with
The
Jackson 5.
60s. Well, yeah, 68. Yeah.
Yeah, late '60s.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
not this man had a lot. He had a lot of just songs, energy, everything. You want to? Is it my turn to name an album? Cause you said this was my
yeah.
bad. Okay.
I took bad from me. So
Well, I'm gonna just name my favorite album then. My favorite MJ album of all time, of all time, is Off the Wall.
off the wall. That's what I wanted to hear, boy.
Yeah,
Sorry.
like, nah, Off the Wall is just non-skippable. Like, Bad is non-skippable. Off the Wall is definitely a non-skippable album. Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. Rock With You. Working Day and Night. Get on the Floor. Off the Wall. Girlfriend. She's Out of My Life. I Can't Help It. Burn This Disco Out. It's the Falling in Love. Like, this man put his foot in his album. Okay? He just literally put his foot and said, chime on. And we gonna do this album.
Come on. Hey, I think this might be like my top 3 albums of all time. Like this is my definitely my favorite MJ album. Um, I think it's the best album. It's arguably the best album I ever heard. Excuse me. Arguably the best album I ever heard. Rock with You is one of my favorite songs ever.
Okay.
Uh, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough is just working day and night. Just man, he was hitting on some real emotions. He like with these songs, and just classic. I mean, Girlfriend, just classic ballads. I mean, there's nothing to say about this. Nothing bad to say about this album. And it's not enough praise. I don't think you could give it. It's just so simple, and he was just concise. He each song served its purpose. They're all different enough, but still like one cohesive sound, and you can get through it. It's 42 minutes long. Man, you could just bang this over and over on repeat, multiple songs. And yeah, it's probably one of my favorite songs of favorite albums all time. And I'm glad you chose it as number one.
Yeah,
So
cause
you got anything else to say? Because we could still talk about Thriller. Obviously, that's in the
yeah,
top.
I I was just gonna say that uh that album is like maybe the last disco type of album because those songs on there are disco. Okay. Uh, don't stop till you get enough. Rock with You have the little disco feel to it. Has a little when you go skating in the skating ring has that kind of feel.
Oh man, you be
Yeah.
skating or what?
Well, I don't skate a lot, but when I do skate,
you,
uh,
you
Don't
hope
Stop Till You Get
Mike
Enough
comes
is
on.
always
Yeah.
playing.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah. So that's probably where we get that because mom. I grew up skating. I think my mom worked at a skating ring when she was maybe in her teenage years, and people in my family have owned skating rings in Indiana. Some of my family from back there, and disco obviously is a huge influence on that whole culture. Mike Jackson is definitely a huge influence. He one of the best artists during the disco era. So yeah, I totally agree. Just the bounce of those songs just make you want to dance, like that's kind of what music's about, or at least it should be. Not too much dancing going on now other than some we ain't even gonna get into the kids nowadays, but yeah, dancing was a big part of what made Mike so great, and a big part of why I'm a huge fan of him for sure. And this album embodies that. Off the Wall is nuts when it comes to disco.
yeah, so I guess we're gonna jointly talk about Thriller. Um, I feel bad. Look, there's nothing wrong with Thriller, okay? Nothing wrong with Thriller. I love Thriller. I did kind of forget it on this top three list because I love my New Jack Swing and I love my Bad and I love Off the Wall. But there's nothing wrong with Thriller. Thriller has Beat It, Billie Jean, Human Nature, PYT, Lady in My Life, The Girl Is Mine, Baby Be Mine, and Wanna Be Start something like Thriller is not nothing to smurf at or whatever you want to call those joff at, whatever you want to call it. Like
Nah,
most
it's
people think Thriller is the best album.
most people do. I mean, it was obviously, but the biggest selling, right? Not the most critically
Yes.
acclaimed, but the biggest selling album. And I would just attribute that mostly to Off the Wall because everybody was like, "Oh yeah, we got to go get this one." And it's kind of a little
The
remake
oh
to
come
me
on now,
of
come on now.
what?
I would love to say that it's tribute to Off the Wall, but look, it's not.
I
This
mean,
man.
it's okay. Well, not attributed, but I'll say it was set up because
Okay.
obviously people it would not have went out and bought this one like crazy unless there was a previous evidence that he was
Well,
such a great artist, right?
I mean, back then they relied on radio a lot. So I'm saying if you hear uh Thriller, Billie Jean, or Beat It on the radio, you're gonna be like, oh, I gotta get this album.
Right, right. I 100% agree with that. I 100% agree with that because
It's
did
I was just giving an example. Bobby Brown's first album was not the the best album. He had like one hit, which is Girlfriend. And then people, saying they like, okay, this album was whatever. And then imagine, a few years later, you hear "Don't Be Cruel." You're like, is this the same guy? I got to get this album. Like those songs back then. Songs meant a lot back then, like more than they do now. Because now you could just get the one song, but back then, if you like a song back then, you have to get the whole album. So
okay. Yeah, I can ride with you on that. I was maybe thinking a little bit more in today's culture of like, oh, they did something last time, so we all gonna get it this time. But uh, the radio, like you said, people were. drawn to the. I mean, yeah, like you said, the music is nothing to slouch at, golf at, or whatever you said, laugh at. That it's not nothing you could just easily look past. Human Nature is definitely on my top like MJ songs. I love that song.
Okay.
Um, I mean, obviously, Beat It, Billie Jean, they're commercial hits. Thriller,
Yeah.
commercial hit.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just it's just not obviously from our list. It's just not our favorite. It's just not our favorite. But
Yeah.
it crosses and checks all the pop star and commercial check boxes. So I'm sure this elevated him too. This elevated him to the next level. Every album during that golden era to me just kept
Mhm,
elevating him. So
mhm.
yeah, this is definitely golden era Mike. I put that as all the 80s and 90s basically. That's golden era Mike in my opinion.
And you know what else elevated Mike in this era?
Hmm.
The music videos.
Ooh, we gonna get into it.
The music videos were just so iconic, especially just when you think about just how music videos are. They're just basically commercials for the song, basically. Or sometimes the album. Sometimes they want you to buy that.
Mhm.
Uh, he got John Landis, and John Landis, if y'all don't know, is a fantastic director. He did Coming to America, so he's a fantastic director.
Right.
Uh, oh my God, I think he did Trade Places too. I don't want to be, you know, but I think John Landis is a very good director, and they got together and they did a couple things, and it was great. The outcome was very great. We're just gonna talk about some music videos. Which ones you want to talk about? You can talk about all of them, honestly.
Well, I mean, before we get into it, well, yeah, I just wanted to say Mike was doing, like you said, he took it to the next level with these videos, but I think he was doing something even that it's kind of unimaginable for a regular person. Like I think he was trying to set himself up to be the most like futuristically inclined person, like a modern day Jesus, bro.
Yeah. Okay.
He was he's literally making magic on the screens. He's literally setting himself apart from a normal person every time you see him, and it makes you wonder how it was possible, right? And he gives people something to aspire towards, from his own look with how he transformed his actual face to leaning on in Smooth Criminal, leaning on stage. I mean, and remember the time he just vanished into sand,
Hmm.
and people thought this stuff was real. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously he turned himself into a cartoon character in Moonwalker, in
Oh,
addition to a
and a
robot,
transformer. Yep.
car, a transformer, a vehicle, and then we can get into this video right now, black or white. He's transforming into every race.
And
He's
a panther.
looking side to side. Bro, when I
I don't think
first seen
I
that,
don't
I'm
think
like,
he was
how did he
transforming.
do this?
I don't think he was transforming into every race. I think it was just saying like every race counts. You know, because then he
But
did actually turn into a
seeing
panther.
on screen for a lot of people though, this was the first time they seen that type of animation on screen. So it
Yeah.
was just playing tricks on the minds of kids that were watching this for the first time. Like, hey, he's really transforming to these people, or how are they doing this? You know what I mean? It's just something that needed to be explained to you by an adult, but
Mm.
it puts you in a it just makes you question his mortality. Is he really just a regular human? Is he?
I
Who
think the
the world
video
will never know. The world
is
will
that the
never
video that
know.
got banned black or white because he turned into a panther, started like tearing up everything.
Oh, he turned into a Black Panther on that at the end,
Not
huh?
he
You know
did.
Mike's militant, man. Mike's militant for real.
He started like tearing up the neighborhood or the city or whatever. Started throwing cars and throwing stuff through the windows and stuff. Yeah.
But yeah,
Uh,
that video is great. Just because obviously he traveled around the world. That was the first time a lot of people seen. And is Macaulay Culkin's in that, right? Is that a
yeah, in the
Macaulay
beginning.
Culkin
Yeah,
picture in there?
yeah,
Yes, yeah, that one's dope, man. I haven't seen it in a while. I need to go check that out actually soon.
yeah. Uh, I wonder what changed from the beginning because like we was talking about Rock with You stuff from the beginning where it was just him in front of a green screen or something to like actual short films.
Right. Something. Um. it may be in just like him breaking away from management and the old controls that were over him. Maybe he always wanted to do it because I mean he seems to have an affinity with just visuals in general. From I mean just his commercials and stuff were just out of control as well. But yeah, I wonder, and how much. I mean, obviously he was very heavily into the production and the creation of these videos, right?
Yeah. Um, I'm trying to think of because everybody says Thriller, of course, like is one of the most, obviously the best. People say it's the best short film that he had, which I mean, I think they have a point. Like you got the characters, you got like the plot, you got the setting, the background, the dance sequence, the makeup and prosthetics. You got everything.
You said the setting, yeah, just make it being Halloween just gave it its own celebration, its own, its own mark on history. So I think he was just smart for claiming that whole setting and just flipping it based on the word thriller, Um and I mean he's credited with that entire idea, right, of the video.
I bet he is. Like he like weird stuff like that. So
Cause I'm sure he's thinking about that while he's doing the song and writing it. He's doing all those treatments in his head. So
yeah.
that's what makes him so next level. Cause a lot, and not to veer off the subject, because we're obviously talking about videos, but a lot of people compare him to Prince, and I would say that's where he definitely like his videos is where he just stands way apart from Prince anyone like Prince. So like it just I mean it's obviously just a matter of opinion, but that's where I think he sets himself apart from Prince is his visuals and the full package that he brings forward. That definitely was displayed in his videos.
Okay. Um, aside from do you have a favorite video
Favorite, I like
or
the.
short
I think
film?
I'm gonna say keep it in the closet, man. I always bring up that video, and because I love it, man. The way he's dancing, he got Naomi Campbell. Also, I always bring up "Remember the Time." That's probably my other favorite. Remember when he broke down the dance at the end when he had like the 40 girls behind him?
Oh,
He started doing the left, right. Ooh, left. I'm doing it right now. And we got to get video soon so they can see me busting. But yeah,
okay.
but yeah, he when he started doing because he's like he was bringing like was an usher of the hip hop dance too. He ushered in a lot of the moves that we still do today that people don't realize, or that maybe they do. But he was definitely a bridge from that old soul and pop locking and jiving and he created a lot of the hip hop dances that people still do, especially hip movements and little side steps. Man, remember the time was definitely at peak when it comes to MJ videos for me. And then the stars that were in it: Eddie Murphy,
Mhm.
uh, Magic Johnson. Who was his wife? Was it Naomi Campbell again?
No, I think it was Maya. I think.
I'm trying to. Yeah, I need
I
to
think
look.
it was Maya. I think, but they also had a tiny listener in it too.
Yeah, and but
Uh,
oh yeah, yeah, Debo.
Evo. Yeah.
Debo's in it.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, just that was, and then he turns into sand and he does all this crazy stuff. He becomes a court jester and oh, he had that outfit when he came out with that outfit and remember the time the all gold and Eddie Murphy's
Mhm.
wife was looking at him like who the hell is this? The gold with the strap across with the boots is like what kind of slave is this, bruh? Like Mike is the freshest slave I ever seen. Like
Yeah. Yeah. We might as well talk about it more. That dance break is just something different.
it's something
Uh,
different.
I think that might be my favorite dance break in his video ever. Like everybody could say the Thriller. I'm gonna say that one because for one, he had a breakdown in the song. While Thriller, it's a breakdown. It's kind of just music. This one is a breakdown with him singing in the breakdown, which it's a shame he never performed this live. But uh, breakdown is something special.
He never did that live. I would
He
think
did a he did it live one time, but he couldn't do the breakdown because he broke his foot, so he can dance. He was sitting in the chair the whole time.
damn. because I wasn't even I didn't even have that written down or even had thought of that before. That's just purely me just remember like going through the video in my head and then just remembering that them side steps. Man, that's like unforgettable for me at least.
I think that yeah, because the do you remember that whole part?
On the phone, you and
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Ooh, he was macking to her, bruh. Oh my goodness.
And the boy on the beach. Yeah. That
Yeah.
that whole thing was just. I think the whole thing was just uh, was good. Uh, well, you got another one you talk about? Cause I got a lot. Like you talk about bad. Um, bad was like 30 minutes long. If you
Right.
remember,
Yeah. Yeah. No, I
cause
do remember. Yeah.
it
Yeah.
started off like black and white. Him and Wesley, and they was going to school and stuff, and it was on the subway. And then they went from black and white to like he snapped his finger, then it came to color, and then they just started dancing on him, and then yeah,
That's
I
that
like I like
Michael magic. That's what I'm saying. He's always trying to set himself up as a an ordinary creature or something. Like he's snapping from black and white to color. Like, is there other example? I'm sure there's other examples,
you
but
ain't bad, you ain't nothing. That's what he said. I don't know why that one part. Yeah.
was he getting bullied or something in that? I remember.
Yeah,
I'm trying to.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And he has his mom. There's a somebody that's his mom in the video too, right?
I
No.
don't remember somebody being his mom. I just remember Wesley Snipes and his two cronies, and he was like going to a different school or something from the hood or something. It was something like that. You know, he was getting bullied because he was going to another school and he left the
Yeah.
hood.
I have to
Yeah,
show kids the extended version of that now. It's been a while.
but yeah, no, he got a lot of he had "Leave Me Alone," which that's an actual music video because it's not like a story, nothing, just him going through life, people talking about him. He's uh, that's a weird video. He's a roller coaster at one point. He's on a helicopter or a plane with bubbles and a snake on it. Uh, very visual. Also, Speed Demon is very visual as well because obviously it is. He turns into a rabbit uh cartoon character.
Yeah, that's dope. And then another I mean obviously Billie Jean, he's stepping on the squares. That's unforgettable.
Just
He was
imagine
dancing.
how much more iconic it would have been if he had the moonwalk at that time and he was doing it on the squares and he was lighting up as it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that. Yeah,
There's Scream from Janet.
yeah. Scream with Janet. Yeah, I like that breakdown in that song too when they do it. Have you ever heard a story about that video where
Nah. What you got?
because they made a spaceship for it and it was like this spaceship is gonna cost us so and so of money. And then the dude was like, "Well, don't you think Michael Jackson want the biggest and most expensive spaceship there is?" And he said on the phone he heard, "Yeah." So I think for a while, I think they still hold the record for the most expensive video. I think this still holds the record for most expensive music video. That's Scream.
Ooh, I may have heard a stat something like that. Most expensive. And then when I looked at it, I was like, they tripped though, because they could have definitely shot that for cheap. But but Mike was just like, because it just looks like I mean, it just looks like a room in black and white. It's not even colored, but it just looks so futuristic. I'm sure they spent a lot of money on it. But Mike,
Shot down and all.
he
Yeah,
never held nothing back as far as the art. He's always willing to invest, and that's why we love Mike.
yeah, really for real. Um, I mean, I'm trying to think. I like the breakdown in that too. When they both did the little dance routine, I like that.
They got a little side step in that one too with the heads and doing, and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
she's trying to keep up with. She was kind of out dancing Mike a little bit. It looked like it. It looked like Mike was getting old. I remember that's the first time we seen him. Like, can he keep up? But then there's certain moves that she can't do though. She, you could
yeah.
tell Mike's savvy. He looked too savvy for Janet.
Uh, we also got Smooth Criminal because of course we do. Uh, Annie, are you okay? The white suit with the blue shirt and the white tie is
Mhm.
iconic.
Yep.
Uh, yeah, the Smooth Criminal. Even though the only thing, the Smooth Criminal video is iconic, but the only thing that people really talk about is the lean. Um,
Hmm.
they don't
On
even talk about what you
MJ
say.
Magic.
Yeah, they don't even talk about in the beginning where this man flips a coin across the room, make the smoothest jukebox, whatever you want to call it, of all time. But all right,
And see, look,
but,
more MJ Magic. You just keep proving my point. He's extraterrestrial, man. I swear. My kids, they seen that right when they seen him flip the quarter. They started flipping quarters. I promise. They were like, "Can we do that, Dad?" I'm like,
okay.
"Nah." He's magic, but I love the breakdown in that one. Obviously, it's like some weird,
Mm-hmm.
um, erotic. Some I don't know what's going on.
Um, 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 I just had it. And I forgot it that quick. Oh, You Rock My World. Him and Chris Tucker. I like that one too. Like a
Yeah,
20-minute, 15-minute thing. Uh, so him and Chris Tucker just talking. I guess their friendship is just funny. I guess I don't know.
it's so funny. Yeah, it is funny. He could do a
Yeah,
pretty good impression. He's pretty good with the kick.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel like him and Chris Tucker was like Rush Hour 2 or 3 or whatever before they did made the third Rush Hour.
That
Mike and
makes
Chris Tucker just going looking at girls and beating people up. Yeah. Well, I guess it's time to spin the wheel. Where do you want to go this time? We're gonna keep spinning this wheel until we run out of topics.
Man, let's go to top. Just say MJ moments. I got two that already come to mind. I know you got some. You're the Rolodex when it comes to MJ and all this nostalgia. So I'm excited to see what you got coming out. What you can gonna come up with. But I'm gonna go ahead and start with Motown 25, the Moonwalk. I
No.
mean, that's. I mean, if you don't know about that iconic moment in MJ
Well,
history, then you're just not a fan, probably, right? Because
yeah, okay.
that is what I would say. Did that set him off? Like, how big was that moment for him?
All
Because
right. I'm gonna break it down for people that don't understand. Motown 25. Obviously, Motown is a black, company, and 25 years they had the biggest owned. They were just doing the show for 25 years. They had some of the biggest people. They had the Temptations, the Four Tops, Stevie Wonder, Diana Ross, and the Supremes, Michael Jackson, and the Jacksons, and Marvin Gaye. They just had all these different people just to celebrate. You mean to tell me Marvin Gaye came out, he showed out, he thought he had the biggest thing. Then Stevie Wonder came out. Stevie Wonder did his thing. He thought he had the best thing. And then, my opinion, I say, because that was kind of later towards the end when Michael Jackson came up there. The Temptations and the Four Tops thought they had it in the bag. They thought they had the best performance on the whole show, right? And then, like 5 minutes, 7 minutes later, MJ comes out there. They do their routine, and then probably when they're looking at the Jacksons doing their routine, they're like, "All right, we got this in the bag." And then they go off stage, and Michael's just there by himself doing his performance. Then they're probably like, "Oh well, he got the best performance of the night for sure." Uh, the moonwalk, first time doing the moonwalk is just magic.
yeah, I mean, I know that crowd probably went crazy when they seen it because it just looks unreal. It looks extraterrestrial. It looks like magic. It looks like Jesus up there dancing. Like, who is this guy up there moving backwards? And I know he didn't make it up. It's attributed, I think, more to 1980s breakdance, and he supposedly learned it from somebody. But damn it, I'll put it in his history book as the originator of the moonwalk. Definitely the name, right? Is that where the name came from? Did it at least come
Yeah,
from Mike?
I believe he came up with a name, but well, I don't think he came up with the name. I think like when he did it, the like news tabloids and all that were just calling it the moonwalk. I
And
believe.
I'm and then there's a whole obviously that we talked about the movie. There's a video game based on it,
Mhm.
and it's
Yeah.
the probably the most famous dance of all time. So we could just go with just making a, a moment in history, just making the best dance that ever was danced, that was ever performed ever in life. And then just that Motown 25 moment just solidified him as the biggest star because obviously Motown, the names you listed, the acts that you listed are just absolutely ridiculous. Probably the best record label of all time, or at least in my opinion, as far as the acts and the iconicism. iconic moments that they've had. And for him to be at the top of all that, for him to emerge as the star when he had been there since he was what 9, 10 years old, and
Mhm.
he's just taking over the whole mantle in front of everyone's eyes, man. That's something that he could always stand on, and I'm just proud to be a fan of his because of that moment. He showed out, and he represents Indiana, where my people is from. So yeah, I love that moment from Mike.
And initially, he hated that performance because he wanted to stand on his toes for longer and look like he froze. He was on his toes for like a second, and he thought that was the worst performance of his life. Until he watched TV the next day, of course, and everybody called him and told him how good it was. But initially, he thought that it was trash.
That's crazy because I know they had to be going crazy when they seen that. They did. The crowd went nuts when they seen
Yeah,
that
but
moonwalk. And he
then
did it like 2, 3 times.
yeah, but when you're an artist and you
Oh
mess up and you recover, some people don't, but they don't know, so they just think that it's a part of the show sometimes. But
right. And
you want
you're always gonna be way more critical on yourself as the artist, of course. Um,
yeah.
oh, I forgot about his toe moves too, man. They're just going up on the. Ooh, man, Mike had a bunch of moves that were crazy, crazy, crazy. But uh, what do you got as a top moment?
So this is one of my top moments. It's mean. I don't know if it's mean, but this is like a moment that like everyone knows is when his hair caught on fire. It's not funny, but like everyone knows this moment because this moment uh I don't know if this moment made him come back with a vengeance. It made him like he was already like a helper veterinarian, not a veterinarian. What you call it when you just care? Humanitarian.
when you care.
He was
Hey, my
already
bad, you got me laughing. Yeah, he was a humanitarian. Yes, before
he was
that. Go
already a
ahead.
humanitarian, but I think this incident made him become more of a humanitarian. Made him care about more. I guess seeing it firsthand while he was in the hospital, while he had to be forced to stop. Uh, as pictures, many pictures of him, y'all can find him with the burn mark in his head or with the thing tied around his head, visiting other kids in the hospital. So I'm gonna say when his head caught on fire,
Yeah,
he's spinning
I
around like
just
crazy.
think of yeah, I just am laughing because I'm thinking about the movie, right? Because is there real footage of out of
Yeah,
that, or is it just
yes. No, it's real
see? I
footage.
could. Was it real footage in the movie too? Did they add real footage in there? No,
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 no.
no, no, no. Because like that movie is so good that you kind of think that some of those elements are what, like I said, what really happened. You kind of think of it as the real story sometimes. And when I say that, I'm talking about American Dream. But yeah, when that actor was falling and screaming, and that was so funny, bro. When they was fanning his head, that is just too
Hmm.
funny. But yeah, that's kind of mean that you would pick that as a top moment, bro. But
It's not
but
me.
you're saying as far
So
as the transition, right? The transition that he took after.
yeah, because it kind of made him like I don't want to say made him care about make I made him care more about people. I guess seeing firsthand, like you regular people don't go to the burn unit,
Yeah,
so
it
you
humbled
don't.
it humbled him. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't see nothing about the burn unit or something like that if you're not actually in it.
Man, but another iconic moment for me, because I think this was in the height of the falling out and fainting era of Mike, when everybody was just at concerts falling out and getting passed along the stage, kind of like artists get do right now when they just hop out into the stage. Um, but during that era, he had a crazy Super Bowl performance. What year was that? What year was the Super Bowl? And this was "Heal the World," right? That he sang there, and they all had the signs, and they was swaying back and forth.
Yeah,
Man,
they
that
had like
just seemed that whole
crowd.
moment was just larger than life.
93.
93. Yeah. And yeah, he was singing "Heal the World." I'm sure he was singing some other stuff too, because
Yeah,
he was the halftime performer, so obviously.
we're gonna spin this wheel. And actually, I think we should take a break real quick. Um, so we'll be back after this break. I guess I'll just play a song. Like if I was to recommend somebody a Michael Jackson song, I would recommend like a low key song or like a a song that they probably never heard before. Like I hate to keep bringing this back to the Temptations, but it happens. Uh, somebody I know named is Lucy, which we'll get in her comment later. She is. I'm trying to get her into the Temptations, and the first song that I sent her was "Treat Her Like a Lady" because it's not My Girl. It's not one of their main songs, and I think it kind of made it easier on her because "Treat Her Like a Lady" is a way different song than "My Girl," and for some people that helps. So I just went on a little tangent for no reason. I'm sorry.
No, no, no. I know exactly what you're saying, and if I was gonna, recommend a song, especially if somebody was like, I heard Beat It and Thriller and all that, and I was like, because those are obviously his pop songs. I would go with I love Human Nature. I love that
Mm,
song, man.
okay.
Tell them that it's human. Why do you do me that way? So it's just so relatable. It's just a human emotion that you could definitely connect to, and it sounds nothing like his upbeat his upbeat jams. To, but and it's something that, especially if I was recommended to someone that said that Prince was better, or that they like different type of, they don't like pop music, I would go with something like that. And then I like Keep It in the Closet. I always actually it has like it's hit real hip hop. It's like real funky, like yeah. He was so I like them bops, man. He got them bops. A wide range from the pop music to those real emotional, human feeling. What am I talking?
Nature.
Emotional connection.
Oh,
He gets to the soul. Um, he knows how to speak to people's souls, man. Like we were saying on the phone, you and me. Like when he did that, I remember the time. You just can't help but connect to that. Like that's exactly. I was telling girls that those exact lines. Thought I was doing something, but I was definitely like, "Girl, we getting on the phone, and I'm gonna tell you how I feel." Right? Like he just touches good. He knows how to get to that human connection as well as entertain people with the big hits. Because I mean, just what you were saying, it's important that people know both elements. Like it's not cool to just be a fan of somebody and just know their big hits and only vibe to that. You got to get to the core of these artists. And Mike definitely had two sides, probably more than that, ranging his whole career from Jackson 5 all the way to the end. He had so many different sides to his music and so many hidden messages. It all kind of sounds like just straight pop, but he was always saying something. He was always fighting for a cause, or fighting for his feelings, um, or just relating to people.
we are gonna go to some comments. This time, I'm gonna start with Twitter. I'm gonna start with IG. How about that? So I have Rudy from Rudy's music reviews. I mean, oh my god, Rudy's movie reviews. My bad. He says his favorite video is Thriller because it is a good video though. Like really, it's a good video.
Mhm.
Um, his favorite song is "You Rock My World," which honestly I like the song. It ain't nothing wrong with the song. It's a little R&B, little okay. It's a little different.
Yeah,
Um,
he be begging in that one. That's when Mike be in his begging bag. You are my world. Love Mike.
he said he just loves a bunch of them. Billie Jean, Remember the Time. They're all great, honestly. Like really, they are. They are really great, and just the best. I would say. I wouldn't say the best, but like all of him is just like, come on, you can't go wrong. Um, I got some more comments. I gotta look them up though. I love it because So I gotta. All right, you got terribly gifted. You know terribly gifted. The
What's
one
up,
that won.
Terribly
Yeah,
Gifted? Yeah, shout out to Terribly Gifted.
he won all that giveaway, and I'm assuming we're gonna do another one soon. Uh,
Yeah, hey, yeah, I could real quick. Terribly Gifted, since he won, shout out to him and go follow him on Instagram. Yeah, I actually found a cast picture with everyone's autograph. I wasn't gonna break up with my sweater yet because everybody's asking about that still. I got the whole cast that signed that, but I did find a cast picture with all of their autographs, including Keenan and Kel. Everybody from I think season 5 or 6. So I think Nick's on there
Oh,
too.
never mind. That's canceled, guys. I won that one. Anyways, so terribly gifted
So,
says no, but really though, the giveaways are great
yeah.
though. We should have more to do. Honestly, I think I might have something to give away, autographs and such. So I might have something to bring to the table as well.
So
Um. Anyways, terribly gifted says if I had to pick three, I would say rock with you, remember the time, and bad. Okay, okay, that's good. That is good. That is good though. Like, really, how can you go wrong with that?
yeah, I love Rock with You. And then remember the time. I mean, we talked about all three of those. Bad, most one of the best videos. But no, his lineup is nice. I like that top three.
Okay, so we have Lucy. Lucy Universe. If y'all don't know Lucy, she's a big MJ fan. One of my best friends ever. And uh y'all should go check her out on YouTube, Lucy Universe, for some MJ content. If you know. Anyways, she made a long comment, and I'm gonna read all of it. She asked me was I gonna read it all. Yes, I'm gonna read it all. So I gotta take a deep breath, and here we go. Favorite MJ songs is she like butterflies. She says butterflies, you rock my world, PYT, Man in the Mirror, the way you make me feel. I like the way you love me. Actually, I can't choose. There's too many songs. Her favorite MJ music videos or short films are The Way You Make Me Feel. Okay. Her favorite MJ moments is when he called out Slash while singing I Just Can't Stop Loving You for making it for making the song extra long when he was mad, thinking it was his part. In reality, it wasn't. Back to Lucy, she also says, I love Tour, which is a quote that he says because he hates Tour, but uh sarcastic Mike at it again. Um he was doing a he I guess I'm a big fan because I watch rehearsal videos, so that's probably what she's talking about. He was rehearsing Billie Jean, and like something fell from he's on a platform and it's like at the top of the stage, and he's being elevated from the top of the stage down to the ground, and something swung, something went wrong. He was like, "Oh, that was interesting." So that's what she said. She likes when he wears the gold pants on his tour, whenever he smiles and laughs, especially his laugh in behind the scenes of "You Rock My World" with him and Chris Tucker. And another one of his laughs in the car. Oh,
What laughing where?
when they were in the car, he was talking. They were in a limo, and he was talking about women's breasts.
He's laughing or what?
Yeah, no, he was like, "Well, look." He was like, look at him bouncing." That's what he was saying.
Oh my god.
He was like, "Oh, that's some good fish right there." That's what he was saying. Uh, that he was like, "Look at him bouncing. Look at her. Look at her right there. Look at her in that shirt." That's what he was doing. Uh,
Man, he had a boyish grin. He was all you could
yeah,
tell he was very embarrassed at times when it came to those situations. So it's always good to see him like that. See the youth in Mike because I think he had an old. I mean, he was forced to grow up so fast and have an old soul. So it just seems like he had to reach back to his childhood in different ways. And um, yeah, you could tell his relationship with women was one of those ways. He was such a kid and so enamored, I believe, with that part of his life.
she says basically all MJ moments are moments that she likes. She's just a big MJ fan, so basically all her moments are
So
just like the top. I'm gonna go over Twitter. I'm gonna need a theme song for these transitions for Twitter and Instagram. But anyways, cinematic underscore blind spots says his top three. Number three is Man in the Mirror. His number two is Smooth Criminal, and his number one, which we haven't talked about really, is Dirty Diana.
right, other
Mm,
than I love that outfit. I love the style in that. So I mean, and I love that song. It's definitely a crossover.
And I want
Um,
you to stay. Oh, my bad.
yeah,
That's how.
he's killing that. Like, it's one of them. He was begging in that one too, right? Or he was
Nah,
mad. You're not. He wasn't mad. I mean, he was putting it down in that one. But I like relationship Mike, man. He's always yeah, he knows how to deal with these ladies a little bit. He tries. He tries. You could tell he's a little insecure, but that's a whole nother episode.
for
But
the instrumental though, really is like just and then it goes to that, and then yeah, I like the instrumental almost better than like a lot of stuff, like a lot of other people's songs. The instrumentals would just wipe them out the water. And I know that probably sounds mean. Michael's instrumental compared to somebody's whole song or album, and they'll wipe them out the water. It just it's mean to those other
yeah,
people. What I'm saying.
I mean that intro is mean. That like you were saying, that one you were just humming right now, that
Hmm.
Dirty Diana, and then it just switches up on them. And another one we didn't really mention too was Man in the Mirror. That's just one of, it's
Yeah.
just like human nature as far as like touching to the core of life and deeper meanings within these huge pop songs. But Man in the Mirror is, it's an awesome soundtrack to anything as far as justice or equality. It's a great song to play, and still holds true today.
Yeah, yeah, I like that, because Michael Jackson is a pop artist, hip hop, all that kind of stuff. I like when he adds the element of rock in his songs, like
Yep.
uh, Beat It. He has that guitar solo. Dirty Diana. He has like a little guitar. I like kind of like those songs too.
Bad a little bit. Dun,
Yeah, yeah,
mhm.
yeah. Bad. Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
he hit so many genres of music. Obviously, from original soul, R&B. We talked about disco. He hit rock and roll, modern day pop, and he also hit hip hop. Hit them all.
All right.
He hit them all.
We're gonna go to some more comments. The retro '80s or the retro '80s says Thriller is slash was and forever shall be a classic. And then they say darkness falls across the land. The midnight hour is close at hand.
So many classic elements to Thriller. So
They
many.
say I remember renting this VHS so many times I lost count. I knew
Wow.
it was the Thriller VHS, and then I put a GIF of the end of Thriller when they were reaching reaching at her, about to get her. But yeah, that's basically the '80s. Said Thriller is such a good song. Um, and that's basically '80s says my favorite is Dirty Diana because it's straight fire.
Straight fire. Yeah.
I mean, hey, a lot of people are on the Dirty Diana train.
Yeah, I didn't know that it was that popular with the fans. Obviously we hear about everything else, but I think because it's so different from the rest of his catalog. And so, but yeah, I love Dirty Diana.
And then I think this is the last one for now. Yeah, the last one. David Birch says the video clip of MJ where he did the moonwalk on stage for the first time, unbeknownst to pretty much everyone, not even those he would have rehearsed in front of, knew that he was going to do the moonwalk. So
Mm,
yeah, that was a good moment.
great
Uh,
moment.
yeah, because it's so weird. He didn't even know what he was going to do until like maybe a couple minutes before. Because while they were rehearsing, he was doing more rehearsal with his brothers, and he barely had time for himself for his set. Um, by the way, well, by the way, I like Motown 25. I just wish they would have had live vocals for the background singers as well. Because, like, the Jacksons had to come in and record their background vocals, and the Temptations had to come and do their. I kind of wish they would have just let them all do it live. But that's a side note.
They did a little post production on that one.
No, they did like they recorded their audio, like their, like the melody,
They
the
went back. They
vocals.
they went back after. Yeah.
No, they did before
Oh,
the
before.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
So
then they could when they play
pre-production.
it back. Yes, when they play it back in the performance, they already got their voices. So
Oh, it's already in there. Oh, okay.
yeah,
I
because
thought you meant like they re-recorded so it sounded better for TV. But was it live?
it wasn't live on TV. It was like a recorded thing. I what I remember, I think it was recorded and then they premiered it on TV.
Hmm.
Kind of like those things. Yeah, but no, I don't know why that randomly came into my head because um, you could hear them. I seen a video of them practicing recording for their melody, recording their parts. Of course, the lead singer doesn't record because they have a live mic. So like, if you're noticing in Motown 25, when Jermaine's part comes up, he has to use Michael's microphone because all their mics are off. Or, you know, in the Temptations one. No, all right, I'm gonna stop. I'm not gonna get into Motown 25, but yeah, those are just. I'm a big MJ fan, so I like a lot of moments. Anyways, people. We're gonna move to the last stage. This podcast is it's kind of a long-winded day. I apologize, but look, we're talking about MJ, so hope you enjoy all of this MJ goodness. Last but not least, on the roulette wheel, we're talking about songs.
All right, so this is gonna end it. So we're just gonna go through our top songs.
I don't
Man,
know if we're gonna talk about our top songs. I guess we just talk about songs we like. I don't think there's no order, no nothing. Just free fall.
man, this is kind of a little underground song. Well, at least I think so. I don't know if you ever heard the remix suite that Pharrell did of the Jackson Five. They got this song. Pharrell did a beat, I think, to rock with you, and it is ridiculous. But if anyone out there has not heard it, Pharrell mixed with Michael Jackson is just classic. But man, one song we didn't pay much attention to today was PYT. And that
Okay.
is a jam. That
Also,
song don't
another
even
song.
sound like it's not even it don't even have to be Michael Jackson for that song to be a jam. That could be anybody singing that. It's just a banger. Just perfectly written, a perfect little bop. And it just make you want to get up and find somebody on the dance floor. Like PYT is a jam, boy. That's one of my hits.
Also, another song that he never performed live. So that's one too. It'd be interesting to see how he would perform that live, but I guess he was like, I got so many hits, why not? I can let this one slide. I, of course, like we talked about earlier, I'm not gonna start from the top of the top because everybody knows those songs. So I'm gonna probably say I just can't stop loving you with Saida Garrett because that song is amazing. Okay, amazing, amazing, amazing lyrics, amazing song, amazing like beat and the melody and the chorus. Like, come on.
Another one from some of his older years, You Are Not Alone. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not it's a begging song a little bit or one of them lovey joints, um relationship mic, but just that melody is just gets stuck in your head, man. And I just remember that was like one of his big comebacks because he was obviously past his prime a little bit, but that was one that definitely reached back to his old stardom levels. And it's just an iconic ballad. I love that song. But
Yeah.
uh
Yeah.
and we I don't did we mention it today? I don't know.
No, don't think we did. We didn't really mention the Jackson Five stuff. We could probably talk about that another time because we just
Mhm.
talked about Mike. But I like another part of me. Um, that one kind of gets overlooked as well. Uh, there's a lot of Mike songs get overlooked because of how many songs he have. Yes, but another part of me is when he performed on his Bad tour, which was just like that whole
Mhm.
little beat was
Oh yeah.
just
Dun,
yes.
dun, dun, dun.
Yes. Dun, 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 dun. We're taking.
Another
Yeah.
part of me. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah,
Mm,
them beats, boy. Yeah, he had a
yeah.
funky bass line on there. Funky bass line.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You what's the one you want to mention?
I will say, let's see. There's just so many Mike hits. I feel like we didn't named everything, but I mean, just to go back over it, something that we haven't mentioned. I mean, who Who is it? Remember that joint? When you're born, my
Yeah.
brother. Who is it? You got so many freaking hits. The way you make me feel. He was
Hmm.
getting down in the streets with that one.
Come together. Come together. Have you ever heard "Come Together"? It's like that's one of his little rock songs. I would say got a
What
good guitar
era is
solo.
that? What era
Oh,
is
it's
that?
95. 95.
I can't recall that one right now.
Come together. Yeah. Oh my
All
God.
right now,
Yeah.
over
Yeah.
me. Doo, 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 doo.
Yeah.
No, hey, I know all the songs. I just can't don't know all the titles. But yeah, for sure. But no, that's a gem for sure.
You have some more. I have a lot.
No,
Like,
keep naming them. You need to jog my memory, man. What else you
okay,
got?
okay, all right, all right. Do we want to count Ease on down the road, or we are we doing that counting that one? Or
Oh, you can count that. You can count
Ease
that.
on down,
I mean,
on down. Mm-mm-mm. Do-do-do. Ease on
there
down.
ain't nothing that might be alone. Ease on down. Ease on down. Hey, he was the verses on that. He that's what I'm saying. He's always talking about. He's always rapping something. It's like he's
Mm-hmm.
he's always dropping some bombs in the verses. Always having a message. But yeah, he's dope. He was dope on Ease on Down the Road. That's definitely in the top. I would say, or definitely on the list of mentionables at least. What else you got?
Uh, you did say in the closet, so I mean we can't, we can just
Doom,
talk. We talked about that a lot too, so I'm
doom,
kind of like,
keep it in the closet. No, that song is an inspiration for me. It's real hip hop, man. I love it. Obviously, I'm a big hip hop fan, but he that was one of those bridge songs where he kind of blurred the lines of pop, hip hop, and whatever else's category that he might be in.
another song that I really like. Is probably one of my favorites. Is I'm gonna see if you can know this one. Is
Mm-hmm.
mm, mm. All right, I'm gonna do another verse. It's doom, chugga da doom, chugga chugga da doom. Okay, okay.
All night.
I went to the other verse like.
Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, okay, yeah, my bad. Sorry. But yeah, Rock with You is just one of my absolute favorites.
When he hits that uh that note at the end, I wanna run
Yeah,
no girl.
I know you
Rock
weren't gonna do.
with you, rock with you. He's like, oh, that's when you start feeling him, bro. You hit him with that soul. Man, Mike hit him with that soul in there. I wanna run. I wish I could sing like Mike.
I thought you weren't gonna hit it at first. That's why I was like, oh, he ain't gonna do it because you had to pause and everything. I was like, oh, he ain't
Oh, I could do it. I'm just trying not to get our audience out of here. I want them to stay on to the end.
Yeah, you don't want him to be out of your life like she was out of his life in that song. She's out of my life is just a that song is just my God. I think that's one of my favorites, like slow songs of him that he got. Especially the I don't know if you've seen it. You probably see Eddie Murphy's Delirious. Can I come down there and sing to you? And yeah, it's funny because he actually does that. So that's what makes it more funnier. He's in the middle of singing. He's like, "Can I come down there and sing to you?" And then they say, "Yeah, yeah." So yeah, that is very hilarious. Um, I like one of his newer songs. Um, came out in 2014 called "Slave to the Rhythm." You ever? I don't know. You probably never heard of that. It's by L.A. Reid, Babyface. Um, "Slave to the Rhythm" is if that song never came out, I don't know. That song is
I'm gonna have to check that out. That might be one of
yeah.
his little sleepers or something.
It's like like the beat. You know what? Hold up. I'm gonna send you this song directly after the podcast, and I'm gonna listen to you listen to it because this song is is just I don't know if it's the song for me, the beat, or what, but it is a genius song. And L.A. Reid and Babyface, I want to say they put their foot in it, but they yeah they know what they was doing. Of course, you got the lady in my life, um, and this song's probably the most one of the most smoothest transitional songs because it goes from like a smooth transition song to a soft song to a pop beat to just a back to a soft song, all in one in like less than 3 minutes. So NJ done had some hits where he know what he's doing when it comes to this music. Oh my god, how many more? This man got tons of songs. I don't know if you can name them all. Honestly, I'm going down this list and it's just a lot. Like we forgot I want to be starting something to talk about. We forgot we are the world. Like
Yeah. We didn't really touch on Earth Song. I mean, they don't care about us, and that's like a
yeah,
whole
mhm.
that's a whole mood. Um he was all I want to say is that they don't really care about us. He was mad. He was militant. Hey, that's a you could protest to that joint.
Yeah, because and then he had two different versions too. The one he was in Brazil and the one he was in jail. So
Man, he's always throwing out some extra stuff.
all
Uh,
right, so we gonna get to the top. What is your personal favorite MJ song?
whew. I think it's Rock with You, man.
Okay, okay.
I think it's Rock with You. I know we already said it. Um, but yeah, just from the video, I mean, it's just the beat. I mean, it's just so smooth. Just the beginning, just the first drop. It's just like, man, it just make you want to stand up and grab somebody and start dancing, man. That's my number one song, I think, is Rock with You. Still rocking
Don't
to
just
this
grab
day.
nobody. Make sure it's consensual. Okay, people.
Don't
Make
just
sure they
grab
are
'em.
aware. Yeah, don't just go up and grabbing
You got to
nobody.
give them the Michael Jackson move and the put your hand out and yeah, and invite them correctly. You know,
Yeah,
make
you
sure
gotta say,
you
hey,
you know
can I come down there and dance with you? And they got if
it,
they say yes, dance with me right
you got
here.
to do that little backward skip, you know, that he got going on and all that. You got to float over to them and make sure you're looking real majestic and got your glitter going, and then yeah, then there's no way you could fail. But yeah, I think Rock with You might be my number one, man. It's the one I still put on consistently. It's the one I still show the kids. And every era, every person will look at it can appreciate that song. Anybody that hears it, any age, at any time.
I'm gonna say Rock with You was my favorite. With Remember the Time being a close second. Yes, we already talked about those both immensely. But it's two songs that we forget to talk about, which were in the Jackson era, which I just love that just have to be talked about. And we'll probably even talk about the Jacksons or Jackson 5 in another video. But one, Shake It Body Down to the Ground is a classic, just an absolute classic, as well as Dancing Machine. Dancing Machine is probably my favorite Jackson. This not probably is my favorite Michael Jackson or Jackson's song is Dancing Machine. Okay, that is the song where he invented the robot in his dance break. That song right there
Wait, he
is what the
invented the
song.
robot?
Yes, that
Oh my!
song is
I
where
didn't
the
even.
robot was created. If you go on Google and you search up who created the robot, guess who name pops up? It's Michael Jackson.
Man, that damn dancing, man. Yeah, those. I mean, both of those songs you just named are definitely staples for the community. I mean, check it out, body down to the ground is real disco, right? That's disco era.
Hmm. Let's
And
dance. Let's shout. Dun, dun, dun,
skip it
dun,
down to
dun,
the ground.
dun,
Yeah,
dun,
yeah.
dun, 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 yeah.
And then
Uh, yeah.
oh, like you got me going down memory lane. Yeah,
And then, yeah.
he just, but yeah, those beats back then. I love upbeat Mike. I love
Yeah.
upbeat Mike. It's in Jackson 5 had a tons of those, not tons of those hits, but Dancing Machine was pretty upbeat as well.
Mm-hmm. Dun, 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 dun. Look, okay, so I sent you this video. So I sent you the video of him doing a robot. I literally watched that video a lot to where that one little part where he does it, it just stuck in my head. It's like, because they do it fast, they do it slow, they do it medium, they do it real fast, they speed it up, and it's just like stuck in my head. It's like dun, 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 and then it goes to like from slow to fast. Like when you're watching it, it's like a dun 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 dun. Like it just
Mm.
goes different. Yeah, and I like the fast version. Honestly, I like the older. So I would say like I like when they performed it in like maybe 77, 78, or 79. Those years because that's when Mike was getting his older voice and not like the young kid voice. And yeah, Dance Machine sounds very much better when he has the more older voice to me. But hey,
And his moves just kept getting better and better, I would say.
yeah, this man's robot. I don't know how they got robot from that because the people that what they call the robot is nothing what he did. So I don't even know how they get the robot from them doing the arm like that because this man does
Yeah,
like
he
a
was
spin.
gliding. Yeah, he
Yeah,
was gliding and then clicking. He was clicking twice, and I'm like, "How you click like that, bro? You a real
this
robot for
man
real?"
he moved across the stage like his feet don't move, but he's
Right.
literally flying across the stage. I still don't
Magic.
know how that is. Like if you look at it, you would think he's on a moving platform or something. That's
This is
how. That's
what
how.
I'm saying. Majestic Mike, extraterrestrial creature, man. He's next level. He's out of this world. He's out of this world.
Oh my god! Just the robot just the way that he slides out, like he might have the best slide out of anybody ever. Because literally, they'll be in a in a row, and then when that part come out, for
He
one
just
they slide back and he slides up and does a spin and then slides to the side. But oh my god!
and it's just so perfect though.
All
So,
right,
so
guys.
yeah.
All right, guys. We're sorry, but hey, look, you got your dose of MJ. All right. This is the day MJ should be celebrated, and that's what we're doing. Okay, we're celebrating him now. Leave a like, comment, share. People on Apple, leave reviews and comments as well. Follow Leeboy at Leeboy TV on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at KVNG Prime Time. Follow me on YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube at youtube.com/primetime95. And uh comment your favorite MJ songs or
Yes, yes. You want to hear all your favorite NJ moments, everything that we talked about. Favorite moments, your favorite songs, favorite what we say, favorite fashion,
yep.
everything. We want to hear from y'all.
And also you can even talk about your favorite moment of this podcast because we would
Hey.
like to hear those too. Uh, so yeah, guys, just do that, and we'll be coming back at you next week with I don't know yet. We'll see.
Yeah,
Anyways,
let's just let's save that. Let's save that. Make sure we got it locked in. We good.
guys, prime time is all the time.